it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again for another Simple Stamping Saturday. One of my favourite times of the week. So, Simple Stamping Saturday, if you're new to this, is where I take one design, one basic design, and do a quick and easy card, and then I do a couple of step-ups, or steps up. I think it would be more grammatically correct. If you don't know me, I am, as I say, Liz Yuille. I am a UK-based independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So if there's any of these products that you fancy and you're in the UK, then just remember you can shop from me, and there are links to my online store and the items that I'm specifically using in the description bar below. There's also a link to my blog post, which will have close-ups and a bit more information. And all sorts of other goodies. If you enjoy the video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also if you don't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button. So this week we're coming to the end of my Valentine's week, so of course I have a Valentine's card. Now, here's the thing. This is slightly different for me for a Simple Stamping Saturday, because I don't normally include designer series paper, but I have this time simply because this paper is free. It is free with a qualifying order in the sale-a-bration catalogue. So during sale-a-bration, for every excuse me, for every £45 you spend, you can select a level 1 item, and if you spend £90, you can select either 2 level 1s or 1 level 2. And here is the Golden Honey Specialty Designer Series paper page, which is on page 10 of your sale-a-bration catalogue. If you don't have catalogues, do hop over to my website and go to the catalogue page, and you will find at the bottom of that page there is a request form. So go and have a look at that, and just say if you're in the UK, just fill that in, and if you'd like Stampin' Up! Products and don't already use a demonstrator in the UK, I will happily send you all the catalogues you could possibly desire. So this is the free paper. It is gorgeous. It's gold foiled and it's amazing. And it goes with the honeybee set that is in the mini catalogue. So that is, now this is where we have kind of new things in the catalogue. So at the very, very front of the catalogue, there's a list of all the sweets. Then we've got a page with all of the, or a few pages with all the bundles, including additional samples. So this tells me that the honeybee bundle is on page 30. So if that's what I'm interested in, I can jump straight over to page 30, and there is the lovely honeybee bundle with even more projects that you can make. So as I say, the Golden Honey specialty paper goes with this set, and there are dies that even die cut some of the paper, which makes it even better. But as I say, it's free. We're not looking at the honeybee today, we're looking at the paper. And I'm using a different bundle, actually, from the Stampin' Up!, sorry, the mini catalogue, and it's the first bundle you come across in the catalogue, which is, it's from the From My Heart suite, and it's the Heartfelt bundle, which is a stamp set and 2 punches. Now, if you were to buy that, that's £43, so you'd only have to add 2 more, or something that costs £2 more, and you'd be able to get the paper for free, which was kind of why I thought I would use this suite. So this is the card that I've made. It's very quick, very easy. I've stamped on the inside and I've done some stamping off. So let me show you how I have done that. And of course, I've stamped on the back of the envelope as well. So let me show you all of that. I'm using one of our Whisper White note cards and envelopes. They are pre-scored, so it's all easy stuff. I've cut a piece of the designer series paper at 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Must put the emphasis on the right bit. So 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then obviously I've got the envelope as well. This is the same paper that I've used for the stamping. I am going to do the stamping first because I find it easier to stamp on a flat surface, strangely, and then I can start building it up. This is just a scrap for stamping off on, if you can do off on. This is the lovely stamp set, and I'm going to need that stamp for the front. So let's pop that on. I'm going to need that. Now, any stamp that is an outline stamp like this, so it's got, you know, wibble room, let it relax, face down before you put it on a block. Then it will actually be the right shape when you come to use it. And then I want this one as well. Now, you'll notice that my stamps are beginning to go bright pink. That's because I've been using red and pink inks. They just stain, they don't damage, they just stain. You can use our stamp cleaner, which is new in the annual catalogue. Just be very careful when you are cleaning your stamps with that you do then immediately clean them in soapy water, particularly the photopolymer ones. So the first one I need, actually I'm going to go back a bit. This is gold foiled, and I looked at two colours to use. I wanted it to be a bright pink, and I looked at two colours. The Sweet is in Real Red and Flirty Flamingo, and I wanted a more of a rich pink rather than a what I would call a Barbie pink, which is what I think of as Flirty Flamingo. So initially I looked at Melon Mambo. Melon Mambo is a blue pink, so it's got blue tones in it, and I wasn't convinced that that went with the gold. That would be very good with silver, but I wasn't convinced with the gold. So then I looked at Lovely Lipstick, which has got more red in it, and that for me is a better colour than that. It's personal choice, but that's why I've chosen Lovely Lipstick as my ink colour. So open my ink pad, and I'm going to stamp this so that it is in the corner of one of these diamonds, and I need to leave enough room round it so that I can then punch it out. So I can see the black lines through, and actually I'm going to go this side because that will give me more room. So let's go there. Could you hear the concentration? Good grief. Now the punches come in from underneath, so I need the point to be towards me, which obviously it is. I'll leave that to one side for the moment. The punches are a straight heart and a scalloped heart, and you get both in the bundle. I'm only using the straight heart, and if I come in with that, oh, I've just left enough room at the bottom. And then again, I'm going to try and line that up so that it's, in inverted commas, square. Obviously it's not square because it's a heart shape, but square on itself. There we go. So that's that. That's all I need that punch for. So let's finish the stamping and then we can construct everything. So on the inside, I'm going to stamp my Love You Lots. So that's going on the inside in the middle at full strength. And you'll notice that I leave my stamp down for a while. Then this I'm going to stamp off. The reason I leave my stamp down for a while is so that it gives the ink a chance to actually get onto the paper. If you just kind of bounce on and off, it won't. So that's that. And then with what's left, I'm going to come in here at the bottom right hand corner and just stamp there. And as I say, while we've got the ink pad out, I'm going to take my envelope, ink up my stamp again, and stamp. And I'm going to press really hard because I'm stamping over a break in the paper. I need to make sure that I get the stamp right down onto the paper. Otherwise you can end up with a halo, which is not a good look. So that's all I need my ink pads for. Because it is a pink ink, I am going to, I'm going to clean my stamps quickly because then they will stain less. They're still going to stain, and I'm happy with that. But it just means they're going to stain less than if I left the ink on there. Okay, Okay, so here's our card. Let me fold that in half along the score line, and I just line up the edges as well. Hold those down, grab a bone folder. Bone folders are really, really good bits of equipment. They're not expensive, but I think a lot of people think they don't need them. They are so good, and you want a really good bone folder because then you get a nice crisp edge. So don't overlook your bone folder. Some snail, which is all we need to stick our designer paper, series paper down. And then pop that square to my card. And then I've got somewhere I had black dimensionals. I'm using black because the background is black. So these are the minis, and I've got some bits left on the standard size. They come in a pack with 2 sheets of mini and 2 sheets of the large. And I always use up the edge bits because guess what? They work too. Particularly if you can get them off the backing. Come along. There we go. So I am going to be quite generous with my dimensionals, only because it's paper, not card. If it was card, I would be less generous. So I would probably only put 2 or 3. I'm just going to use the edge bits of this because the mini dimensionals really are a little wee for a card like this. So, but just to support the paper, it's better to be generous, particularly if you're mailing it, because obviously when it goes through the mail it's going to go through machinery which will squash it, and you don't really want it to end up damaged, so a little more support is good. Ooh, come along. Okay, so that then just pops, again trying to get it straight on there. So there is our nice quick simple card, really quick to put together without any fuss. Now I've got 2 cards to show you, and I can't decide which is the Avid and which is the sort of casual. I can tell you the one that took less time, and that's this one. So I've switched out, I've got black, basic black card, I've used lovely lipstick as a matte, and then I've got a circle punch with gold embossing on the, for this stamp. This is the crinkle seam binding ribbon that's in the Poppy suite, and that I have just coloured with a stamping blend, and this is the dark lovely lipstick stamping blend, and you just run it on, you know, a piece of scrap paper, and it's beautiful. Any colour you want. You can use re-inkers, you can use the Stampin' Right markers. The blends are good because they're alcohol and they therefore dries really quickly. So I've then just used some of the amazingly gorgeous faceted gems that are in the From My Heart suite. And I've just picked out all the red ones because they seem to be the right colour. They're iridescent, so they're not actually red. They're so sparkly. So, and I just adhered those with some multi-purpose liquid adhesive. These ones actually will fit on mini glue dots. Didn't think about that before I stuck them down, but they will. And then on the inside, I've got exactly the same stamping, and obviously a liner, because writing on black is kind of tricky. And then my other project is this one, and I've used the die from the Honeybee suite. So it's this. It's not a suite, it's a bundle. I think of it as a suite because we've got the paper at the moment. So I used this die. I die cut 3 times and layered them up, and then used some fine tip glue to give them a glossy finish. Then I've punched a circle, and it's the same punch, and inserted a piece of basic black that's been heat embossed. And again, we've got the ribbon, and this time I've done it this way up, and the same stamping. So there we go. There's my quick and simple, and then my 2 stepped up versions. This I have used an awful lot of dimensionals behind the paper, because this is popped up, because I wanted this to be set back. So it's the sort of counter to this. So yeah. So you tell me, which do you think is the casual and which do you think is the avid? I know, as I say, I know which one took longest, but you tell me. Leave a comment your choice in the comments below. That would be fantastic. And then we can see which one comes out as the avid and which comes out as the casual. Thank you very much indeed for watching. As I say, if you want any of the products, you can buy those below. If you're in the UK, that would be a wonderful way of you giving back to me for making the videos. And do remember that if you are in the UK, the Netherlands, Austria, Germany or France, you can also join my team. I do have team across the UK and in Europe, so we do a lot of things online, which works out really well. So yes, thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.